You're going to go to your MSD view. Like you've got your box already plugged in. Does not have to have power to it. And your dial on the front of the box is set to whatever you're running here for timing. Mine is custom 1. If I make changes and save it to a file, and I've saved it to my desktop, this is how you go to it. I go to File, go to Load. So let's say I want to change it to this file. I open up that file. This is locked out at 32 degrees. Come up here to connect, hit transfer, hit send. If you look down here, you'll see that online, it says green, there's no alerts. To verify that, I can go to File, Exit. Yes. In custom 1. Very important on this, and I'll show you a picture of it here. But on the front of this MSD LS series controller, there is a rotary button to manually select these timing tables. Now, old school would say the screwdriver slot is where you line up on the indicating line. That's not right. There is a small arrow on that rotary dial. That is where you need to have your line lined up. If it is not, then you are not running that timing map. And I'll show you pretty clear. I took a magic marker and went over the front of that white dial so I could see it better. But this is not old school. So if you line up that screwdriver slot, you're running whatever, wherever that arrow is landed on, that's what you're running. You're not running what you want. So be mindful of that. Settings here. So you can set your, rev limiter, launch RPM. I would just keep that disabled. You can put this on, if you know what coil you're running, you can select it, or you can just run it on auto. And idle timing control, I haven't heard good things with that with a big cam, so I would just leave that disabled. Get back to your timing tables, whatever you're using. If you change something, hit enter. If you change this to 31 and don't hit enter, it won't save. Individual cylinder tuning, you could try that. Temperature, now I do have my temp sensor hooked up, but I'm not using it other than to monitor temp if I'm going to record data acquisition. So this is where you would take timing out or add timing, I suppose, depending on these temperatures. You can change the temperatures as well. I don't use the temp sensor to pull timing. Step retard. This is for, probably for I suppose you could build a nitrous into here. I don't know. I haven't used it. This is the launch retard. You could pull timing out if you're too aggressive with the timing. This is time. Up to 6 seconds here. You could pull out a certain amount of degrees of timing to help you launch better and maybe prevent wheel spin. So you could type that in there. So if you're running, let's say 36 degrees total, you're like, man, I probably need to back it off a little bit on the launch. So, most cars, I would say, are through the 60 foot by 2 seconds. So you could pull out 6, 7, 8 degrees of timing up to, I would customize this. I would see what the car's 60 foots, but I would go at least minimum of 1.5 seconds, and then you want all your timing back. So you could go in there and put in, -3 degrees, 4 degrees, whatever. Just make sure you hit enter. Data acquisition, this is basically recording your run. It's telling you it's enabled. It's going to start recording above 3,000 RPMs. You could change that, I think. Activate with launch input, enabled. Stop recording below 2,000 RPMs. And the max time it's going to record is 60 seconds. That's kind of a cool little tool there. These are the channels that you're going to monitor during your data acquisition. So engine speed, timing, map if you're using map, launch, step retard, engine coolant temp, voltage, battery, cam and crank fault, or map fault. So those are all the things that it will show you if you record your run. To be a good, useful tool for troubleshooting. This is the 6014 LS ignition box. It's really quite simple. I did not know all of this when I bought the box, so I showed up with my brand new LS3 that I built to the dyno and was pretty much guessing and lost.